Shabbat Shalom. Okay, that was pretty mediocre. Let's try that again. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
There we go. It's so wonderful to be here on every Shabbat, but especially my honor to mostly be an accompanist this Shabbat as Rebecca and Mike lead us in our Friday evening service, our Shabbat service. They have been working for the past 9 months to a year, pretty much on learning what our service is like, learning how to lead it, and learning Torah. And they get to celebrate not only the learning that they've done, but the fact that they are taking on leadership in our community as B'nai Mitzvah. And so I'm going to turn it over to them.
Okay. Our opening song is Yedid Nefesh on page 128 in the brackets.
Yedid Nefesh Rakaman, Yedid Nefesh Rakaman, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Yedid Nefesh Rakaman, Yedid Nefesh Rakaman, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Meshach Avdecha, El Retzonecha, Yavutz Avdecha, Elohaya, Yishtev
To invite up Elizabeth and Jake to join Mike and Rebecca as they light candles and lead us in Kiddush. Those can be found on page 120, again using those blue numbers in brackets, and 121. Please rise as you are able.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri
And
hagafen.
page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahavo ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemifrei kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'acharta, v'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat koshecha, v'ahava uvratzon, hinchatanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat.
It's just juice. Even for the adults.
I get a kiss, apparently.
Page 648 in the brackets. Please be seated. God, all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru Adonai shir chadash. Please join us on page 20 or 138 in the brackets. It's our custom to sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. On the last verse, we'll rise and face the rear. And on the last two lines of the last verse, we'll bow to the left and then to the right. Lehadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lehadodi likrat kala, B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה, ובצולה תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת חלה, הנה שבת מקבלה. לך דודי לקראת חלה, הנה שבת מקבלה. Page 22 or 140 in the brackets. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודו לאדוני, וזמר שמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך.
At the indent.
צדיק אתה מעריכה, בארץ בלבנון יזכה. שתולי בבית אדוני, בחסדות אלוהינו יפריחו עודנו ושבע, ושנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולת בו.
Okay, page 142, please, in the brackets. On the last verse, we will replace tzethem l'shalom, depart in peace, with shuvhem l'shalom, return in peace.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malchei HaSharet.
Shuveh Shalom Malchei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please rise as you are able and turn to page 142 in the brackets. (144), excuse me. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah Be'alma divrach rutei Ve'yamlich malchutei B'chaychon yumechon chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Ba'agala Ubizman kariv V'imheru Amen Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach Le'alam u'le'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha brihu Le'elam min kol birata v'shirata Tushbehata v'nehemata Da'amiran be'alma V'himeru Amen. Page 146.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Page 148 in the brackets. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'dvaro ma'ariv baravim b'chokma poteach she'arim u'v'tvuna mishanei itim u'mechalif et hazmanim u'masader et hakohavim b'mishmeratechem barakia kirtzono borei yom v'layla kolel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla u'mavdil ben yom u'ven layla Adonai tzivot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv aravim. Page 150. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadata Otanu limadata Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbenu Kumenu nasiach b'chuchecha V'nizmach k'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu
page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please take your seat. Page 39, or 157 in the brackets.
54.
154 in the brackets, sorry. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'betecha uvlechtecha v'aderech ושוכבך וקומך, ושרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. In the English below,
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 39 or 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Join us on 158 in the brackets for Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osefele, Torah tehilot osefele. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar b'kodesh, Torah tehilot osefele, Torah tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'u b'necha, bokei hayam yaftimu shel Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, u'ge'elo miyad hazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 43 or 161 in the brackets will be on the English on the left and then the Hebrew on the right. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Le'shalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Le'shalom. Page.
Adonai,
Haporeis Sukat Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim. Please join us on page 44 or 162 in the brackets. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam. Uvayom hashvi'i shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat Ledoratam Berit Olam.
Please turn to page 164 and rise as you are able.
Adonai Sifatai Tifta Ufi Agita Hilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tifta Ufi Agita Hilatecha Adonai Sifatai Tifta Ufi Agita Hilatecha Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Yomotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagidol, Hagibor v'Hanura, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Chonei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Yemohot, Umevi Geulah Livnei Vneihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Again, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Moshiach, Morid Hatal, Mechalchel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'rochei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayayot achol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Hatel HaKadosh.
Please be seated.
Yep.
On page 173 at the top, we'll read together.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. And may all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Page 175 in the brackets at the top.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayers, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve and reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'oktecha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 58 or 176 in the brackets. We're going to have the English and Hebrew up on the screen, so please follow along in this prayer of gratitude. Modim, 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 anatulah. Modim, 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 anatulah. Modim anatulah. Modim anatulah. Modim anatulah. I will give thanks for the sunshine. I will give thanks for the rain. I will give thanks for the good times and pray they come again. Modim anatulah. Modim anatulah. Modim anatulah. I will give thanks for my life. I will give thanks for your love. I will give thanks for your goodness. ata Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha na'el lehodot. Page 60 or 178 in the brackets. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. L'tov levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. We now take it. Baruch atah Adonai, hamarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We'll now take a few moments for silent prayer. Oh, say shalom, bimromav, say shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, shalom bimromav, say shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imenu, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imenu, amen. Oh, say shalom bimromav, say shalom, aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imenu, amen. Ve'imenu, amen. Please turn ahead to page 246 or 364 in the brackets.
for the Torah service, and please rise as you are able. And Rachel, will you come up and open the ark? בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, והמתנשא לכל ראש. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני
Shabbat Shalom. So this is one of the only times this evening that I get to speak to you all in my own words. I told my friends that I would not be starting off tonight by saying, "Today I become a man." So instead, let me start by telling you a story. In my previous job, I was responsible for the security and technology programs for a small bank. In the fall of 2016, that bank announced that it would merge with another one, which caused all manner of organizational upheaval. The specifics of what was going to happen to each person's job was not communicated until the last possible moment. And as you could imagine, that led to everyone having a lot of anxiety about what was going on. Morale was very low, and negativity was being fanned by a manager that, despite being assured that he would keep his job, would now have a new layer of management on top of him from the acquiring bank. The portion of the Parsha that I'm about to chant today has God severely punishing the Israelites after they complained about being tired of eating the manna that God provided them in the Sinai desert. As punishment, God sends so much quail to them that they are overrun. God says that they will eat so much quail that it will come out of their nostrils. So picture that for a second. That's pretty foul. Get it? They weren't even finished chewing when God struck the people with a very severe plague. The build-up to this divine outburst actually occurs from the very beginning of the chapter. It reads, "The riffraff in their midst felt a gluttonous craving, and then the Israelites wept and said, 'If only we had meat to eat.'" I don't know about you, but I picture that old commercial with the lady who says, "Where's the beef?" The verse occurs just after another incident where the people complain bitterly, which results in the punishment of fire from God. Then Moses cries out to God on behalf of the people, and the incident ends relatively quickly. When reading this passage, you may ask why one incident causes God to be inconsolable, while the other one is over relatively quickly. What is different between the two events? Is it because this is the second one in the row? Is it because the people were longing to be back in Egypt, where God had freed them? I noticed a subtle difference in the way each of these incidents was worded that caused me to pause and think. In the first incident, it states, "The people, ha'am, took to complaining." But in the second incident, a point is made to indicate that the riffraff, ha'asafsuf, instigate the rest of the people. When I was speaking to Rabbi Gorban about this detail, she recommended that I look into the work of Edwin Friedman. Friedman was an ordained rabbi, a family psychotherapist, and a leadership consultant. In his unfinished book, Failure of Nerve, he writes about family systems theory and how it can apply to organizations. In simple terms, family systems theory is the study of how systems, including relationships, impact an event or outcome. Family systems theory claims that individuals are inseparable from their network of relationships, and therefore what happens to one member of the family happens to everyone in the family. In his book, he applies this family dynamic to relationships of teams in an organization. Friedman writes that the fact that some people seem to be untouched by a surrounding epidemic is not due to the fact that they were lucky enough not to catch a cold, but that their immune system stopped it. In other words, it's not merely the presence of the pathogen that causes pathology, but also the response of an organism that hosts it. In groups of people, there are often troublemakers that arise. He compares these type of people to pathogens or viruses, and the success of a group of people to the health of an organism. The disgruntled manager in my bank had a direct impact on everyone around him, inflaming their fear and insecurity, even after the bank had addressed the root of most people's initial anxiety. It took about 8 months before the senior management team could diagnose this person as a problem and ultimately decide to terminate his employment, effectively stopping the spread of negativity. I've told you all of that to tell you this. Take stock of the people in your life. Think about who among them are the ha'asafsuf. Think about who might be trying to spread their negativity around like a virus, and don't let them cloud your judgment with fear, insecurity, or doubt. There's a lot in life that we can't control, but we can control our own behavior, how we respond to life's challenges. Let your values guide your actions, and remember to step back and look at your situation and appreciate the blessings that you have today, even when they no longer match up to how things may have been previously. Shabbat shalom.
Everyone say Yasher Koach.
may your strength continue, or awesome job. We now turn to our Torah reading, so you get to actually hear the end of the episode that Mike just spoke about. And for that aliyah, I get to call Mike up himself. And Elizabeth and Rachel, would you like to come up and see him as well? Cool. If you would like to follow along in the Chumashim and the Torah books that are in the pew racks in front of you, we are in Parshat Behalotecha, which is Numbers chapter 11, and Mike will be reading verses 31 through 35, which can be found on page 1094. Yamod, 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 Levarech et HaKriya, Michael ben Avram Basara, Laliyah LeTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu michol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. V'ruach nasa met Adonai, vayagos slavim, min hayam, vayitosh al hamachane, kederech yom ko, uchaderech yom ko, svivot hamachane, ucha al panei haaretz. Vayakom ham kol hayom hahu v'chol halayla v'chol yom homochorat vayasfu et haslaf hamamit asaf asara chomarim vayishtachu lahem Shatoach svivot hamachane habasar odenu vein shinehem terem ikaret va'af Adonai chara va'am vayach Adonai ba'am macha rabba me'od vayikra et shem hamakom hahu kivrot hata'ava kisham kavru et ha'am hamit avim mikivrot hata'ava nasu ha'am chatzerot vayhiyu b'chatzerot. And we'll translate. A wind from the Lord started up, swept quail from the sea, and strew them over the camp, about a day's journey on this side and about a day's journey on that side, all around the camp, and some 2 cubits deep on the ground. The people set to gathering quail all that day and all night, and all the next day. Even he who gathered, at least 7 had 10 homers, and they spread them out all around the camp. The meat was still between their teeth, nor yet chewed, when the anger of the Lord blazed forth against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very severe plague. That place was named Kibroth Hatava, because the people who had the craving were buried there. The people set out from Kibroth Hatava for Hazareth. Baruch Adonai, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu, Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Yeshua.
You are going to come here, and you're going to stand here, and your family's going to stand right behind you, or to the side. Sorry. Mishaberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah hu yivarech et ha'oleh v'et habar mitzvah hazeh. May the God who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless this person who has come up for the Aliyah. Bless this bar mitzvah, Mike Kolora Michael ben Avraham v'Sarah, with strength and with kindness and goodness. May he have the wisdom to see the viruses that are around and also the strength to see the beauty and the goodness in the world around us. May the learning and study that he has done over this past year continue to inspire him and give him strength and spirituality so that he may continue to grow in his Jewish journey. And may we ask for blessing and for all of his endeavors as together we say, Amen.
Amen.
And now we turn to a totally different sort of scene, which can be found on page 1099, Numbers chapter 12, verses 1 through 9. And Jake and Colin, Sarah, Sam, and Leah, would you like to come up and stand with Rebecca?
Tamod, 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 Liverachet Hakriya, Rivka, Bat Daniel, Vihudit, Aliyah, Torah.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
ותדבר מרים ואהרון במשה על אודות האישה הכושית אשר לקח, כי אישה כושית לקח, ויאמרו הרחך במשה דיבר אדוני. Kahalo gambanu deber, vayishma Adonai, v'ha'ish Moshe anav me'od, mikol ha'adam, asher al panei ha'adamah, vayomer Adonai pitom, el Moshe ve'el Aharon, ואל מרים צאו שלושתכם אל אוהל מועד, ויצאו שלושתם, וירד אדוני בעמוד ענן, ויעמוד פתח האוהל, ויקרא אהרון ומרים, ויצאו שליהם, ויאמר שמעו נא דברי, אם יהיה נביאכם אדוני במראה אליו אתוודה, בחלום אדבר בו, לא כן be'avdi Moshe, behol beiti ne'eman hu, pehel pe adaber bo, umar evelo bechidot, utmunat Adonai abit, umadua lo yiritem ledaber be'avdi ve'Moshe, ve'hayeraf Adonai baham va'elach. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman he married. He married a Cushite woman. They said, "Has the Eternal spoken only through Moses? Has God not spoken through us as well?" The Eternal heard it. Now Moses was a very humble leader, more so than any other human being on earth. Suddenly the Eternal One called to Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, "Come out, you three, to the tent of meeting." So the three of them went out. The Eternal came down in a pillar of cloud, stopped at the entrance of the tent, and called out, "Aaron and Miriam." The two of them came forward. And God said, "Hear these my words. When prophets of the Eternal arise among you, I make myself known to them in a vision. I speak with them in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is trusted throughout my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, plainly and not in riddles, and he beholds the likeness of the Eternal. How then did you not shrink from speaking against my servant Moses?" Still incensed with them, the Eternal departed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam neta betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach.
Hug you.
Really good. Great job.
Okay, stand around her.
Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et ha'olah habat mitzvah hazot. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you, the one who has been called up to the Torah and our bat mitzvah, with strength and with health and with goodness. May the goodness that shines within you be a blessing for you as well. And may you always hear words of kindness and speak words of kindness, so that all of the love and peace and blessing that you share will be spread around the world as well. May the learning that you have done continue to inspire you and give you strength, and may you be blessed with peace as together we say, Amen.
Get one more Devar Torah.
These verses of Torah contrast the power of our speech to harm and to heal. Still in the wilderness of Sinai, Miriam and Aaron speak against Moses, challenging his behavior in his marriage, and then asserting their roles as prophets alongside him. God explains to Aaron and Miriam that Moses isn't like other prophets and withdraws in anger. In the remaining verses of this aliyah, Miriam is stricken with tzara'at, which is often translated as leprosy, but is better understood metaphorically as a kind of spiritual affliction closely associated with speaking badly of another person. Aaron pleads with Moses to petition God on Miriam's behalf, and Moses uses the simplest of words, El narafan Allah, God, please heal her now. Miriam is shut out of the camp for 7 days before being readmitted. It is the last we hear of Miriam until the Torah notes her death. Our tradition considers speaking badly of others to be one of the most harmful things we can do, and also one of the easiest. Both ancient and modern scholars have analyzed and cataloged many different types of lashon hara, literally the evil tongue in Hebrew. The most obvious is the harm that comes from slander, telling lies about another person. A little less obvious is the spinning of the truth, focusing on one aspect over another in order to sway the opinion of the listener about the person of whom we are speaking. Even just repeating the truth about someone is included because saying something entirely accurate can still be embarrassing or damaging to that person. Taking this further is the concept of avak lashon hara, literally the dust of the evil tongue, using speech that incites another to engage in lashon hara. And receiving lashon hara is considered just as bad, perhaps even worse, than producing it. In fact, it is said that the harm of lashon hara extends in three directions: to the person who is spoken of, to the speaker, and to the listener. As a bit of a political news fanatic, I've been using Twitter over the last few years as a kind of quick index to interesting journalism and opinion. I'd call myself more of a lurker than an active participant on Twitter. I don't post much and retweet infrequently. Mostly I just read. And what I've been reading over the past few years has been getting more and more divisive, more and more extreme. What I now recognize as lashon hara is so pervasive in our political discourse and so amplified on social media that it is almost impossible to avoid. So when I learned about the concept of avak lashon hara, inciting evil speech, something clicked for me. I started to ask some difficult questions like, what does it do to me to be a recipient of this constant barrage of slander, rumor, and innuendo? What effect does all of this have on my speech? Am I contributing, even passively, to the toxicity? All of which led me a few months ago to take a break from social media. It's been restorative for me, and it's opened some space to think and read a little more about the ethics of speech. Some of the most influential thinking on this topic came from Rabbi Israel Meir Kagan, a Lithuanian rabbi of the late 19th and early 20th century. His book was Chafetz Chaim, Seeker of Life, and Rabbi Kagan later became known as the Chafetz Chaim. In his recent book, False Facts and True Rumors, Rabbi Daniel Feldman extends the ideas of the Chafetz Chaim into our contemporary world, and specifically to news, politics, and social media. As Rabbi Feldman points out, social media can impart the feeling of a village, and just like a village, rumor and gossip can spread. But social media can reach a much greater number of receivers in a small fraction of the time, causing damage at an unprecedented scale. And unlike a village where we know the person who is speaking as well as the person who is spoken of, on social media we often know neither, and so we have no context to judge the likelihood of accuracy. Further, the anonymity of social media fundamentally disconnects the act of speech from the reputational impact to the speaker, removing the inhibitions that create moderation and balance. But Rabbi Feldman suggests that our electronic village can also be of great value to our society by rapidly communicating important events, providing more diversity in the voices we can access, and using the power of the crowd to moderate more extreme points of view. It's interesting to me that there is no specific term that means the opposite of lashon hara among rabbinic writings. The obvious candidate, lashon hatov, the good tongue, isn't really formulated as its own concept with a distinct set of guidelines. But these Torah verses provide a contrast that can help us think about this other power of speech, that can help us recognize the features of lashon hatov. Moses' prayer on Miriam's behalf is simple and sparse. El na rafana la, God, please heal her now. 5 words, only 11 Hebrew characters. Notable just as much for what's absent as for what's present. Despite the challenge to his authority and the questioning of his behavior, there is no rebuke of Miriam, no ambivalence, and no hesitation. Lashon hatov. His words are directed at healing his sister, and as quickly as possible. A few years ago, my husband Jake and I got a puppy. When we moved into our new home, and very early one morning, half asleep, I had her in my arms walking down the stairs, but I forgot that I had put up a gate to help her keep out of trouble. I tripped over the gate, tumbled down the rest of the stairs, and broke my foot and hand. I couldn't walk, couldn't go to work, and I needed help with most everything when I was alone during the day. Jake got onto Facebook to tell my story to our friends and neighbors, who shared the story with their friends and neighbors. And for a few hours, I was literally the talk of the neighborhood. Lashon Hatov. In those few hours, our electronic community came to my rescue, tracking down a very special sixth grader around the corner who helped me manage until I was back to full strength, and making us feel a part of our new neighborhood at the same time. The lesson of these verses for me is simple. Evil speech damages relationships. Good speech strengthens them. It's my hope for all of us that our words are used to heal, to help, and to reach out within our communities and across our connected world. Shabbat Shalom. As the Torah is out, we will sing Mishaberach, a blessing of healing, and Mike is going to come down through the congregation. And as he indicates your section of the congregation, we invite you to add the names of those in need of healing, either silently or aloud. Mishaberach is on page 371.
Will Mike, who's already here, who's going to do Hagba, and Colin, Sarah, Samuel, and Leah, please come on up to dress the Torah. And would everyone please rise? And while we're at it, Rachel, I'm also going to have you come up and open the ark in a little bit.
Vezot HaTorah Asher Sam Moshe Lifnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai Ve'al Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe. 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 Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tzivanu Moshe.
Page 374.
You sound really good.
It's Laman Mazikim Ba Bezorecha Leosa Deravea Darhei Noam Becholet Votecha Shalom Ashribeinu Adonai Elecha Venashuva Kadesh Yameinu Keketem. Hugs all around.
Just a few brief announcements. First, thank you to our greeters, Lynn and Arlene. Thank you to Jake and Rebecca and to the Kalura family for sponsoring the Oneg in honor of our two wonderful adult B'nai Mitzvah, and also thank you to Watts for sponsoring the Oneg. Our cantorial program is underwritten by a generous grant from Edgar Snyder, and we are so grateful for his ongoing support of Jewish music at Temple Sinai. There's a whole lot of stuff going on next week. We have Tat Shabbat snacks and schmooze at 5, followed by our Tat Shabbat service at 5:30. There's a dinner in honor of the Watts Women of Temple Sinai installation, which begins at 5:30. You can register online. And then the Shabbat evening service led by Watts will be at 7. And there's young adult after hours. The thing that I forgot, of course, is what's happening tomorrow, which is 8:30 Torah study with me up in the Lockhart Lounge and our 9:15 morning minyan to celebrate Shabbat.
And now Mike and I would like to take a moment to say a few words of thanks.
Together, we want to express our deep gratitude to our teacher, Rabbi Karen Gorbin.
Thank you, Rabbi Karen, for making this experience both meaningful and wonderful.
We would also like to thank Rabbi Gibson and Cantor Berman, as well as the whole congregation, for their support and encouragement in preparation for today.
To our spouses, children, family, friends, Hevarim, your love and inspiration sustains us in everything we do.
Thank you to our families who have put up with listening to us recite Hebrew over and over again. And thank you to everyone that has come tonight to celebrate with us.
Thank you, Mike. I will always think of you as my B'nai Mitzvah twin. Thank you for all you've taught me. Yeshikoah and Mazel Tov.
Thank you. Thank you to my wonderful Chavruta Rebecca. You've been a great study partner, friend, and I'm glad I've gotten to take this journey with you. Yeshikoah.
Our concluding prayers start on page 586. Please rise as you are able.
Aleinu l'shabech ladon hakol, latet gedula yotze breshit, sheol asanu hiyem amason, ve'lo asalanu mishpachot adama, sheol asanu hayenu hayem, ve'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, ve'nachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar v'hayel Adonai, v'melech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. Ushemo echad.
Our thoughts turn to those who have died at this time in years past. And if I say the name of someone that you are remembering on this Shabbat, whose yahrzeit occurs in the coming week, I invite you to rise as you are able so we can acknowledge you as a mourner. We think of Lillian Amper, Robert Arfa, Elias Ossenberg, May Block, Gladys Chesler, Jesse J. Cohen, Shirley Farbman, Helen Fine, Ida Goldblum, Herman Greenberg, Rita Mae Haber, Louis Jackson, Janice Carlton, Philip Carlton, Carrie Klein Roth, Ida Kosovsky, Mildred Lefkowitz, Roseanne Varon Lehman, Shirley Levinson, Robert Levine, Norman Malikoff, Raymond Nathan, Edith Schwartznetzer, Harry J. Price, Rose Ratner, Norman Rosenfeld, Phyllis Rosenfeld, Joseph Rubin, Simcha Sabin, Jacob Soblowski, Myron Savage, Norma Shribman, Harold Shrinsky, Shirley Gertrude Sigismund, Ann Skiles, Saul Sonny Stevenson, Catherine Wiles, and Jerry Zaywitz. We also think of those who have died in recent weeks, Erwin Eisenson and Benjamin Sonny Goldberg. Now I'd like to invite up to anyone who is in a period of mourning to rise, and then we all rise so that our mourners do not have to stand alone as they recite the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found on page 591.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirotei, v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'zman kariv v'yamru amen. V'yehei shlama Rabbah v'rach le'olam l'hanei amaya. Yitbarach, Yishabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitnaseh, Yithadar, Yithaleh, Yithalal, Shmei Kudusha, Brichu, Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirta, tushbechata v'nechemata, Demaran Bilma Bimru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rama min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yamru Amen. Oseh Shalom v'imromav, Huya Aseh Shalom, Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'yamru Amen.
Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Please remain standing and join us on page 327 or 631 in the brackets for our final song, Ein Keloheinu.
Ein
Keloheinu, Ein Keloheinu, Ein Keloheinu, Ein Keloheinu, non como nuestro Dios, non como nuestro Señor, non como nuestro Rey, non como nuestro Salvador. Miche Eloheinu, Miche Adonenu, Miche Malkeinu, Miche Moshiachenu, ¿quién como nuestro Dios? ¿Quién como nuestro Señor? ¿Quién como nuestro Rey? ¿Quién como nuestro Salvador? Dios. Lo vemos a nuestro Señor. Lo vemos a nuestro Rey. Lo vemos a nuestro Salvador. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonai, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshiach. Bendito nuestro Dios, bendito nuestro Señor, bendito nuestro Rey, bendito nuestro Salvador. Atu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonai, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshiach. Tú sos nuestro Dios. Tú sos nuestro Señor, tú sos nuestro Rey, tú sos nuestro Salvador.
I'd now like to invite up my colleagues, Rabbi Jamie Gibson and Cantor Laura Berman, and I'd like to invite Rachel to come pass out some candy so that you can all throw it at our B'nai Mitzvah.
Face us. Okay. Stand next to each other like you like each other. There you go.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha Shalom. Please join us. Shalom, shalom. Yesem lecha shalom, shalom, vayesem lecha shalom, shalom, shalom. Yesem lecha shalom, shalom, vayesem lecha shalom.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God lift up God's presence to you, cause God's light to shine on you, and be gracious to you.
May God's presence be lifted up to you, and may God grant you the blessings of wholeness, contentment, joy, and most of all, the blessing of peace, as together we say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'echianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Mazel tov!
sorry, I can't quite protect you.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, simon tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simon tov. Okay, Rachel. And any other kids? Before we begin our own day.
Any kids, please come on up.
Wait, hold on, let's take this.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizono.
Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who makes all sorts of delicious foods like animal crackers. As together we say,
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.